Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Continuing with gaming leaks, we have a big one. And this one goes to Ubisoft. As you know, Ubisoft announced a few weeks ago that they were going to focus more on multiplayer games, free to play games, games where they could make more money via microtransactions by announcing The Division Heartland, which is going to be this game that's supposed to be announced sometime this year, I'm assuming during E3. This has to do with an upcoming game called BattleCat, or Codename BattleCat. The name isn't going to be BattleCat, that's what it's being called while it's in development. This is going to be a multiplayer game, most likely a free-to-play game, that is going to combine the worlds of Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and The Division all into one. I'm assuming that it's going to be factions, and also based on the images that were leaked, there are going to be different factions and you're going to compete against each other. Video Game Chronicles reached out to Ubisoft and this is what they said. We were told the project currently is in early stages of development and will not feature at the Ubisoft Forward event set to take place later this week. We've asked Ubisoft for comment on this story. So we shouldn't expect this game to make an appearance at Ubisoft E3 conference, but there is more information than these pictures give. And these are two tweets, as you can see here, from 0 Bytes. The first tweet says The Division BattleCat Splinter Cell Breakpoint Division mashup PvP game. It began testing around January. And you see the 4 images there. When you go into the tweet now, you cannot see those images. So I cannot read what it says here. This has descriptions. But the ones below, the images are still accessible. So I was able to go into them. And if you're familiar with The Division, this is part of The Division. There is a group of people that go around, and I've only played the first one, and they go around and they use flamethrowers to burn areas, and if you encounter them, they'll, burn you up as well. Meet the Cleaners. These former NYC sanitation workers solve all their problems with one tool, fire. Cleaners are damage-dealing specialists packing an extra grenade in their loadout along with hardware like napalm turret, a flame-spreading drone strike, an old-fashioned flamethrower. Oh, did you want that objective? Sorry, it's on fire. Very clever there. Burn it with fire. When cleaners need to get rid of pesky enemies and make sure a capture zone is really deeply cleaned and burning, well, there's an ultimate for that, the Purifier. This flamethrower ensures that all foes at close to medium range are well done. Meet the Outcasts. The fanatical Outcasts are reborn survivors who learn to take care of their own. Similarly, they take care of their team as BattleCat's healer support class, dealing damage boosts, their own health regens, and they can heal nearby allies or drop a hive. And then here we have what looks like to be the weapon they're going to use or the healing they're going to use. Lifesavers. The Outcast's Divine Intervention ultimate prevents them and allies from dying for a limited time, which can set up some incredibly clutch plays. So I'm assuming that this is like those health grenades or things that you can throw in games that emanate, the health cloud or whatever some games use. So all these things look kind of, I will say, par for the course for a multiplayer game. This isn't something that we haven't seen anywhere before. You have the healer with their little healing tool. Then you have the cleaners with their flamethrowers that come from The Division. So that will be different because, cleaner, flamethrower, you can really associate those two. But because it's coming from The Division, makes sense. And then lastly, there was this tweet from Data Cluster that just shared this one image. This one says, the ultimate shield, where the mobile area of effect shield ultimate wolves can lead a push or hold down a key objectives in the face of withering fire. Now, if we get closer to that tweet with the 4 images that are no longer available on Twitter, we can see right there on the upper left-hand corner, it says escort, and I'm assuming that that's from Ghost Recon. And right below that, we can see the picture that says Meet the Echelon, and obviously that's from Splinter Cell. And right on top of that says King Leader, I think it says. And that I don't know what game that's from. And then if we look below that, it says Meet the Wolves. And that image of Meet the Wolves has to do with that other image of the shield. So I'm assuming maybe that has to do with Ghost Recon as well, but I'm not sure. Out of the leak, there were 2 game modes that were revealed. One is called Escort, which requires an attacker to escort a package to a delivery zone. So I'm assuming you will be one group trying to move the package through the map while another group tries to stop you. Again, we've seen other gameplay like this before, and at some point, roles switch. The other one that they have is called Ringleader, and that one is a player collects rings as they kill enemies. If you have heard that before, because it is called Kill Confirmed on Call of Duty, where instead of rings, you pick up dog tags, but it's the same concept. You kill someone, a ring falls out, pick it up. The more rings you have at the end of the game, you are declared the winner. As I said earlier in the video, this makes sense with Ubisoft because they did announce that they were planning on making more multiplayer games, free-to-play games, using current franchises. And this will be a proof of using some of the most popular franchises that they have, combining them all in one game, so people who are fans of different franchises can all participate in the game. Of course, each group is going to have different abilities and weapons and looks, but at least this gives grab for Ubisoft of a wide audience when it comes to these type of games. Unlike The Division Heartland, which is geared, I will think, mostly to Division fans and people who want to try out The Division. While I don't expect to see this at E3, I do expect them to mention some of this at E3, that they're working on it at least, because as we know, usually studios let us know what they're working on years in advance. So it wouldn't be crazy to think that they're going to let us know what BattleCat is and actually give us an official name for it at the conference. So gonna have to keep our eyes open for that. What do you think about this multiplayer game? Does this pique your interest? Is this something that you are kind of like, another free-to-play game where I shoot people? Do I need another one of those? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.